I feel almost ashamed in not holding back my tears, seeing the woman in silent procession with the Tuanku's men coming up the slope to this cleft, gaping mouth in the face of the precipice to her bridal chamber. The groom that awaits her there is an unending night, whose whispers in her ear will be the hissing of eyeless snakes. She should not go alone like this, but with her groom by her, with troops of sisters in train, chatting and laughing in noisy festive procession, treading its way through crashing waves of thunder, breaking from an ensemble of gandang to the bridal dice. She should not go alone into that black mouth to stumble about in its airless darkness among stones.
Let me feel the sun and this breeze blowing, the call of hornbills from across the valley. Let this be a little of the day I take him to the dark.
I am fearful, and yet I should not be, for surely I will find Sirah, however wide the eternal gloom in which I will wander. And I will say to him, I have come blameless. I have not laid blame on our house, and I have done my utmost for my brother that he be not shamed.
In place of floral showers, we only have praises for her. In place of open eulogies, we have only covert prayers. But all of this is of no comfort to her, no help in the hour of sharp though redeeming distress as she gives herself over to darkness. For yet she does not go as a willing bride to be bedded in forgetful possession by maggots. She must be fearful, but she is not pushed, stumbling or dragged by her arms, crying into that black devouring hole. She goes like a bride who must not be seen to be too unseemly haste going to a groom. I have seen no other woman go like her to embrace death.
Be my witness, you elders. Though to the world you must remain dumb, keep it close to your heart, that I am blameless. I brought no dishonor on my house. What I did for my brother was no crime, no sin. On that, the gods will judge me in the other world. Keep in your heart what you witness here today, and speak out only at the hour of your own end, so that the truth will find its way to light when men live, oppressed, and are free to speak.
I see there is much talk and covered lamentation here. If only crying can put off death, men will shed tears till their eyes shrivel into hard blind stones, and their tears running dry give way to blood. Why have you not thrown her yet into the cave? Proceed at once. Let her in and place there on the floor those baskets of fruit and dried meat and the water jar. May she have lived long subsisting on what I provide.
Let me go then. I am grown weary of bitter words, weary of Tuanku's rages that so frighten these men. I am weary of this fearful watchfulness we must keep, that no word we utter, no word spoken against us will bring disaster upon us and ruin upon our houses. I accept the night, and it is for my weariness.
Love and honor deserve our praise, but the law must be upheld. It must be prevailed. Anike has made a choice. She flouted the law. Then she chooses to undermine Tuanku's authority. She must then bear the mortal consequences of her choice.
I have upheld a higher law. By that, Maniaka will be judged. His self-serving law will not prevail against heaven. He will bear the eternal consequences of his choice.
Enough! Guards, what are you waiting for? Have you become stiff corpses yourselves? Move, or I will give every man of you much cause for regret.
That is the voice of one who speaks for the dead. For it is the dead I leave behind when I leave the day. Come, I no longer desire to be of this world. Maniaka, you have brought a new calamity upon the sea. The crowds and strays that gorge themselves on the hanging men will spread more than filth in the streets. A spirit of corruption descends on all the houses of your people. The gods are offended. They will cause your nights to be deafened by the cries of birds of ill omen. The end of the royal line has come.
Go on.
The gods are offended, Maniaka. Reflect, Maniaka. A great man is one who knows that he has done wrong and redresses the evil that comes from it. Relent. You know you are only fighting with a corpse. What good does it serve you if you do battle over and over with a skeleton that already is disrobing itself of its covering of insensible maggot-studded flesh? Do you add to your glory and power, shutting up a woman in an airless, vermin-infested cave for acting out of a sister's love to cover her brother's shame? I plead with you, relent now for your own sake, for the sake of your son and the perpetuation of your line.
You have come all the way just to say this. All my life, prophets and seers have come to tell me dire tales of doom. I know what it is you want. I see no way that crows and strays can defile my city. The hanging man will rot till his bones fall off the trees. Go, fortune teller, find yourself a profitable trade. Get rich trading with the Majapahit and the Arabs. It is a sorry thing, though, to see you trying to make money selling prophecies to any credulous king.
Is there not a king in the whole world who knows?
Who knows what?
How to value wisdom far more than they should value wealth.
And value the lack of it more than even ill-gotten wealth?
You're sick, Maniaka. Sick in spirit to the death.
You are a prophet. I cannot but agree with what you say.
Yet you say I offer you false prophecies for gold.
A rare prophet it is, who does not love gold.
They have more wisdom than kings I know who love brass.
You're forgetting your fleece. Be careful of what you say.
Those prophets like me who help you secure your position.
Say them. Say them. I will not pay you for whatever wisdom you throw my way.
No payment you can make will ever be enough for what I am going to tell you.
Let me be the judge of that. Whatever you say will not pluck the dead man from the tree, nor will it disgorge the sister from that black mouth in the hills.
Be attentive to my words then, and let that woman free to rescue that traitor from his shame. The time is coming when you shall pay for the dead with one more dead, and it shall be from the flesh of your flesh. You have sent to the grave one who more than you deserves to live, and you have denied the grave to one who is already dead. You have set yourself in open contempt of the gods. Do you still think you have enough gold to buy me? Listen, not long from now your household will be wild with the weeping and wailing, while yourself will know such sorrow you will not be able to salve it with all your gold. May the gods grant you one time to repent of your foolish tongue. Come, child, pick up my cane and lead me hence. We leave this king to wallow in his gold. Let him keep it and spend his anger on the dumb and fearful around him.
Top set is gone, Tuan. He has sown words in my mind that will have such sick fears that will consume all my rest. I am an old man who has known Top all his life. I have not known him to have deceived a king for gain.
I hate to say it. I now feel fear like an ache creeping into my bones. But how can I break my own law and let the woman free to rescue that traitor from his shame? It is a hard thing, worse than taking a chance with ruin.
Defer to your judgment, Tuan Ku. Be advised, Tok spoke of sure and certain ruin if you do not relent.
What shall I do?
Take the men and hurry to free Anike from her tomb, and send meanwhile the priest to prepare for Sirat's funeral. There must be no delay.
You will have me do this?
You do not have much time, Tuan Ku. The gods are raging against you. If Anike dies, their curse will work its sure destruction on your head.
I will do it. Go. Get together enough men and go to the cave and have the mound of stones pulled to let the woman out. Go before I change my mind.
You have to go yourself, Tuan Ku, to make sure that the entrance to the cave is cleared, and see to yourself that the woman is held safe.
Gather 20 men and follow me. Every man is to have his parang or his axe with him. We need on the way to cut stout poles from the jungle for prying loose the boulders from that cave. These are evil times. A king faces ruin upholding the law. while a woman, in breaking it, earns the blessing of the gods.
I have been sent back ahead of the others with news of the calamity that has overtaken Raja Manyaka. The court and the royal household must be told, before he is brought back by the man, of this day's deaths, and how he was stricken, overcome by the terrible thought that he had caused the deaths of his children by his very own hand. He is now himself a walking dead man. His mind is no longer present in this world.
You are back early? It must be serious. You can see the bad news written all over your face.
They are both dead, Nadim and Anike. Tuanku is now beside himself with guilt and blames himself for the cause of their deaths.
Tuanku killed them?
Nadim died by his own hand, driven out of his mind after seeing Anike dead when he and the man broke into the cave.
Oh, how Tok said had seen it all.
Look, that's the promissory. She must be told the news.
I have already been forewarned of the disaster. I went to the temple to consult with our mother Vati, for I was anxious to know what was to unfold out of troubles that have come to Tuanku. Having a light ear for malice voiced against those close to him. I heard a voice whisper such things, the horror of which made me faint at the feet of my mates. I have heard it before, and I brace myself to hear with fresh pain what I think you are about to tell me.
Then I will speak plainly. There can be no comfort if I blur the edges of the truth of what happened when we went with Tuanku to free Anike from her tomb. Sending the others on, Tuanku went first with the priest to see to the dead man, being released with care from his hanging shame, and to the ravages from the hand of Wira, and putrefaction being repaired for the sister's eyes when she comes to place him with restored honor in the receiving earth. When the prayers and sprinkling of holy water were done, we went on to the tomb, expecting to see the man, chatting and laughing. We found them standing there, in twos and threes, staring at the hole they had opened into the darkness, as if dumbstruck by a spell. And from the depths, someone was howling inconsolably from pain and grief. When Manyaka heard it, he broke down and wept. Then he turned to me.
Inside the cave, I found Anike cradled in Nadim's arms. He was still weeping, stopping only to shout curses at his father for taking away his bride. Anike was dead. Then Manyaka appeared. He fell to his knees crying out, my son, what have I done to you?" Nadim looked up, crawled to his father and spat in his face. With courage lunged at his father, but missed. He sank the blade into himself. He reached for Anike but failed to touch her as he died. She eluded him even in death, it seems.
Permaisuri has left us without a word. What does this mean?
Her grief must have cut her so deep she would not wish to give way to it in the presence of this gathering. She must have gone to her room to mourn in private, attended only by her mates.
She did not look right. I fear something is amiss.
I will go in and see.
Here comes Tuanku. He has brought home after him as bitter fruit of his victim. Pride and folly, scion of the royal house, hope and future of our people dead.
Nothing you say can touch me anymore. You see before you the truly blind man, one who stumbled from one darkness into another and deeper darkness where furies await fathers like me, who kill their sons. I've been the fool, not you, Nadim. Your only fault was that you had a fool for a father who killed you before he woke up to his foolishness.
Too late, Tuanku.
You have awakened too late.
Though Seth clearly saw it all, and I, the blind man, did not reach out for his hand to lead me to the light. All that I saw in my blindness was gold. Gold that shone more brightly than the truth he offered me. I would give up all the gold I have here if I could ransom me from this darkness where the gods, as foretold, would let loose furies to flame me for the murder of my son.
Your sorrow, though hard to bear, is but the first of a double sorrow that has befallen your house.
What more is there to add to sorrow for my son?
The promissory is dead.
I had thought I had already died to the world for the killing of my son. Tell me you're not that messenger come to announce more grief to our household. Tell me this is not true. Tell me the promissory lives.
Where she lies.
Oh, horror!
She knelt before her household altars and cried out for her sons, an elder one long dead, and now Nadim. She slipped a small knife from her sleeve and, before her mates could stop her, drove it into herself between the ribs. Even as she was dying, she laid the full burden of guilt on you for the death of her sons.
I'm guilty. What else can I feel other than sorrow but guilt? I'm beginning to find even the sun hateful, for it draws out slowly the remaining hours of the day. Let darkness deepen. Let me contend with my furies in its death where the hours pass quickly without the wearing sun.
If there is a best in evil, it will be best that it comes quickly and quickly to an end.
Let this be my last hours, and let them pass quickly, and let there not be another day for me after this night.
Ask nothing. The gods will not fear.
King has causes to fear his people when he has assassins at court to uphold the law. And by that law, the people have to fear him. His own law thus gives him cause to fear, as he then cannot see into the people's hearts.
He cannot know if there are those who are made so fearful they go beyond the fear and have lost the fear of death. If his people have lost the death of fear, how then can a king threaten them with death? And even if he's thrown into the confusion of fear, how can he seize them and dare to put them to death? Even in their utter weakness, those whom a king would seize will bring him to ruin, and upon him destruction in many ways.
Wake now and rouse yourself from a past hour's reverie.
After you have long gone out from here into our common dream of the world, may you never have to be driven beyond fear. May the fear and death our prayers led you through vanish for you in the common dream, but let the redemptive spirit you met among the shadows abide with you to chasten any ambitious king who would be the law, the state, and more than the king. Good night. Sharers in our common dream. Go hence with the assurance none of your kings will dare tempt you, when the spirit is everywhere present and everywhere with you.
I feel almost ashamed